Okay, so continuing along here, we're going to work through the L bracket in Chapter 3. The L bracket shouldn't be too hard. We can kind of draw it with, let's see, one, two, three, four different features. You're going to have to kind of whittle away at it, but what we're going to do is just draw this L-shaped profile. Then do on the top view a rectangle, cut through. We can do the circle in the same one if we want, and then do a chamfer, which we'll just do an extrusion, but technically it's a chamfer. And the part is in inches, so it shouldn't be too hard, especially compared to the last one we did, which was the coupling base. So we're going to start with our inch template. And we can go ahead and use the sketch that it already provides us. I'm going to draw roughly 4.5 inches, and I'm going to use the origin point. Doesn't have to be exact. Again, it's just, gives it a frame of reference for scaling, so it's not so wonky when you change the dimensions. Okay, so I'm gonna close out this box, start putting in some dimensions. Well, I thought I'd already typed that. User error. I'm not perfect, y'all, but that's okay. The cool thing about drafting is, well, everything is very fixable. So now, technically, 0.75 works here, but you could, if you were super extra, you could also set it to equal this line over here for the record. There's more than one way to do just about anything. So keep in mind that is an option. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull it to kind of put it in an isometric position and extrude. Let's see, it's going to be mid-plane, and we're going to do a depth of 3. Okay, cool. It's really shaping up. This place is looking real nice. All right, so I'm going to draw a sketch on this top face. And I'm just going to use the pre-built rectangle. It works fine. And we're going to convert this edge so that it's present in this current sketch. Keep in mind you do have to hit the check mark to get it to show up, by the way, in case you were not entirely sure about that. All right, so from this end to here is 0.5. The length of the cutout is 2. And the depth of the cutout is 1.5. All right, so all we need to do to get this lined up, technically you could just pull it into place if you want. I'm bad at clicking sometimes, but pull it in. You should be able to get it to snap. Doesn't look like it, so in this case, actually, we're going to just hold shift and select both this line, the end of the existing body, and the end of our new cut, and we're going to do collinear. So now they're aligned. Our sketch is fully defined. And yeah, we can go ahead and draw in that little circle as well. So what do we know about this circle? It's 1.5 from the end. It's a diameter of 0.75. And it's 2.67 from the very end over here. Cool. Yep, so we can go ahead and finish the sketch and do instead of an extruded boss slash base, this is the first time we're really going to do an extruded cut. I can't tell you why, but when you compare Inventor to AutoCAD, or Inventor to SolidWorks, you'll see that for whatever reason, they chose to make the feature separate. Like you could technically just do a cut or a boss as one command in Inventor, but for whatever reason it's 2. So you have to make sure you choose extruded cut. A boss is additive and a cut is reductive. So keep that in mind. Okay. I had a bad click, so I'm going to do an extruded cut again. I'm going to choose the sketch. And then I'm going to also choose this profile over here. And it's giving me errors. Now, actually, if I recall, I think that's another quirk of SolidWorks is, yeah, a lot of times you just have to like back out, which is a little annoying, and clear your selection so that it gives you more, control. It just needs to kind of read the multi-bodies and see what's there. Now, instead of blind, we're just going to do through all. And technically, we could do both ways just to be safe. But there's no reason, I'm just going to do through all. We know that we drew on the top. So, not a big deal. There we go. Cool. So now we've got everything done but this little chamfer up here. Now, you could do some math, and you could say, I'm going to pull this picture over. You could say, it's 2 inches over, it's 1 inch tall. It's 1 inch over 1 inch tall. It's a 1 by 1. It's a 1 by 45 degrees chamfer. And that's good. I mean, it's pretty easy to achieve and, fine and dandy. But technically, it is trying to show you, rather than how to do a chamfer, how to do another profile cutting. And so I'll show you, just for the heck of it, kind of both. You could choose an edge, and you could choose, instead of me dragging it, it didn't drag well. It's so little. You could do, there you go, 1 by 45, let it chamfer. There you go. Pretty easy. Very convenient. Ideal. But sometimes you may have to change that chamfer, and it may make more sense to draw it as a sketch. And so we will do it the hard, painful way. So let's convert the outer edges that we're going to need to work with. And we're essentially just going to make a triangle, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just a vertical line, and this will be the part that we remove as part of, our reductive design, if you will. I'm going to pull these 2 points together. If I can get my mouse really, really close. I cannot, so I'm just going to click both, and we'll just do a coincident, which means that they coincide with the same point of existence. And so we'll choose this line and the top line, and we will say that they are collinear. We'll do the same thing with the left, and they are collinear. And sometimes this happens, it might flip. If it does, just grab the point and pull it. And then sometimes that happens, you can just grab that point and pull it. Not a good pull. There we go. Quirky, but you get the point. And so, oops, we can go ahead and get back to our regular side view here and dimension, let's see, 1 here. And essentially what we're doing is point to line ending, and 1 here. Or actually, rather, it's instead of 1, it's 2 from the other end. I mean, it's the same, but this is where design intent matters. We don't know what the reason for this part is. It could be for many reasons, and so you always want to maintain, these arbitrary dimensions they chose. It might really be important that it comes, across like that. So we've got 2 from one end, 1 from the top. We're golden. Now we just need to cut it. So we've got cut on. It did not find our contour, so we're going to select the area. There we go. Through all. And there we go. So as you can see, a lot of these are really not hard. It's just a matter of visualizing what you need to do to draw it, and then going about executing it properly. Make sure, again, as always, you're fully defining sketches, that you are doing proper planning, so you're not finding yourself backtracking, trying to fix, or attack it from a different direction and restarting. And, just make sure that your general precision of your line work is good. You do that, and it's all going to come together pretty quick. So let's name it. Last step. There we go. All right, cool. Well, that's it for now.